Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Let's Talk PMA.
It's important for high schoolers at this age. A lot of times their confidence isn't there,
Yeah.
right? And so I think the big question for, you know, is why? When they say, "Hey coach, I'm just not confident in myself." Why? Make them think about what's causing them to not be confident, because asking that question is going to make them think, number one, and it could just be, I don't love myself. Well, why? Why don't you love yourself? What don't you like about yourself? What, it could be because someone said something. Okay. So then you're thinking, okay, because no one likes me, or I don't think I'm good enough. Okay. Well, why? It's always comes back to making them, we can't solve their question, we can't solve their problems for them, but they have to be able to think, why? Why don't I have confidence? Why don't I love myself? What is happening in my world that someone has said something, somebody has done something that that is causing me to doubt myself? Okay. Maybe it's self-image. Maybe it's, you know, parents, maybe it's friends, maybe it's girlfriends, boyfriends, it doesn't matter. If they're letting those outside influences create that feeling of not being confident, they have to figure out why, and they have to figure out, is that something they want to continue? They have to make that choice.
Yeah.
And it's hard, and it's a process, and it's not going to happen overnight.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so doing those pre-game where they're doing the affirmations, where they're doing their self-love and doing their self-confidence affirmations, where they're feeling empowered every practice, before every game, after every game, because the more the repetition they have doing that, the more that they're going to stay confident in themselves, the more they're going to be able to push out those outside influences and say, I'm worthy within me.
Yeah. No, I agree. Because right now, what I'm really trying to instill in them is why we're doing this is because if I say, if I'm talking with one of my partners and, it's like, where's your head at today? Well, a lot of them, were lying and saying, oh, I'm here. I'm a little sore, but I'm like, no, no, no. Where's your head at today? Not where's your body at? I don't care about how your body is because we all know we're all sore and everything. Where's your head at? What's holding you back today? Nothing's holding me back. Well, I don't believe that because obviously there's other things going on. And that was definitely a really big reality check for Trish and I yesterday, is that we need to make sure that they're not lying to themselves and they're not lying to us and their teammates. Because if whoever's going through someone or going through something, and the team needs to know, they all see each other as family, they all see each other as friends and stuff like that, but everybody on the team needs to know, because if everybody knows that so and so is going through it today, then the rest of the team can pick her up, can do the little things, can do the extra things to pick her up if they see her dropping her head every single time she makes a mistake or something happens, or she's not locked in. Then her teammates can pick her up, then her teammates can go the distance, because that's what you have teammates for. So, and that's something that I definitely need to make sure that which I've told them that before, and I have tried to tell them, but I think when we have this specific talk, that I need to make sure that they understand why it's so important to tell us as coaches and to tell the team.
Well, that's creating trust too. And sometimes you don't even know what's wrong, right? So you're so into your outside influences and you're so into whatever is going on in your world that that's just your world. And you don't understand that it's toxic or that it's creating havoc for your emotions. I think about all the times that, we're like, I don't know why I'm so down today. Something's going on. And until we stop and really think about everything, we don't know. It just comes out in different ways. And so, especially with teens, you have to be patient and you have to let them process.
Yeah.
So that, let them know, yes, we're here. Yes, we're a family, but it may be too hard. It may not be something that they're ready to talk about yet.
Yeah.
So give them that option of, we're here for you. We're here to talk. If you want to do one-on-ones, that's totally fine. If you want to find a partner and go talk, that's fine. But we're not going to put pressure on you to open up if you're not ready.
Yeah. Well, and I would even rather someone say, I don't know why, but I am feeling some type of way today. Or I am going through it mentally. I don't know exactly what it is. And I'm still, using tools that Coach Allie's giving me, but I'm going through it today. Or even I'm not ready to share. And that's like, knowing that it is okay. But that trust, and especially with the girls that I'm working with right now, they've never had anything like this before. Having this like family, having this family, having coaches to trust. And, like I was very fortunate in high school that I did have a coach who I trusted and was able to just be like, I'm really going through it and I need help, or I don't know what to do. And just to have her, just to even say that to her was just like, so then she knew that she needed to give me a little extra confidence today, or a little extra push today, or, not to be extremely hard on me today because it could be the breaking point. And especially with the girls that I'm working with, they're so broken down by who they've had in the past. And so I think that's why it's so important. And it's really sad. It's sad when you come into a program and you just see the wear and tear and the, like all these girls have no confidence and they feel like everything they do is wrong and everybody's mad at them. And, like it's not fun. Sports are supposed to be fun. And, we try to tell them that. And it's hard too, as a coach, finding the balance, because sometimes it's like, I believe in you. I'm telling you, I believe in you. And, we're doing everything to instill this. And like, we're trying to tell you that you need to be having fun with this. But like, you can't, like, it's like such a fine line of like, when do I get mad? When do I slow down, what to do? And it's hard as a coach to learn that fine line, but it has to be there. And I think having that conversation to really understand where each kid's head is at makes a world of a difference. You can reach a kid better if you take the time to sit down and talk with them, and just, even as a team, as individuals, whatever you want, to just take that time to understand how this kid's brain works. You're gonna be able to reach them, and you're gonna be able to get through to them with like making their skills better if you know how to talk to them. Because the way that I need to be coached versus the way that you need to be coached is completely different, and it will never be the same. You can't coach everybody the same. People need different things. So if you just take that time, it'll make it easier, and you'll have more trust.
And it's being consistent. If you're doing it all the time, you're not just, oh, we're going to practice this today. I'm here for you today, but tomorrow I'm going to push you as hard as I can, and you're going to have to deal with it. So it's being consistent every practice, every time you see them. Hey, how are you doing? Building that trust. Like, how are you doing today? Are you ready to work hard today? let's pick it up a little bit today. Let's, where's your head at? Okay, if you're in it today, if you're not, let's figure out why so that we can work as hard as we can.
Yeah.
So making sure that, you're not always coddling, because it's really easy to, be compassionate and always want to know what's wrong, always wanting to fix it for them. We can't fix it. They have to fix it themselves, being there to be able to listen to them always, but then saying, okay, let's put this aside for a second. Let's, we'll work on this, but today I need you to work hard. I need you to put that aside for just a second and put all your energy and all your frustration into working really hard for your team.
Yeah. It's understanding that when you're a coach, all of your players are your kids.
Mhm.
You are adopting however many kids.
Yeah.
And so, there's a line. You have to understand them mentally. You have to understand what they're going through, but you also have to be able to push them.
Yeah. And
And
you have to be consistent. So being consistent, you have to have, when you have kids, you have to have the same bedtime every day. You have to have, your chores that you do. You have to have all the things. I will love you dearly no matter what happens, but these are the things that we have to do. And I will always listen to you. I will always be there for you, but we have our chores to do as well.
yeah, yeah. I think that trust makes a world of a difference.
Absolutely.
And right now, I talk with our head coach too, and we talk about it all the time. Like, we're picking up the pieces right now. This program and these girls are crumbling, slowly crumbling. And we're trying to pick up the pieces and put it back together before it falls apart.
Mhm.
And if we don't do it the right way and we don't stay consistent, it will fall apart. And that's how close it is right now. And so it's really sad that it's this way. And it makes me frustrated as a coach that someone could ever let players feel this way. And I went through the same thing. I went through it too, and I've experienced multiple coaches that way, and it's just it's so sad. Like, what are you here for? Are you here for the paycheck? Like, if you're a coach, you have to understand you can't be there for the paycheck.
They're there for themselves. They're not there for the kids.
You have to be there for the kids. And you have, we've done a lot of coddling and a lot of, we're trying to teach you so much right now and we're trying to gain that trust with you. But we're also learning that, okay, now that we've had 3 weeks, however many weeks now of push and of coddling and being nice and letting them kind of do their thing, it's like, okay, now it's time for us to put our foot down because we know what you're capable of. We've seen you. You have proven to us this is how much you're capable of. You need to perform here and up. You can't perform here anymore. This is unacceptable because we know you can do it. And so once you establish that trust, it's time to, and we're learning that. Last night the girls got the first ever foot down. And I think that was really hard for them to see because we have been so nice with them. And I'm not saying that you need to be mean all the time, but if, if the attitude's not there, if they're not all in, we need to put our foot down. It's time.
You have to establish boundaries too. Just like any parent, you have to establish boundaries. You can't just be their friend all the time. And once you establish those boundaries, you establish respect. And they're going to want to perform for you. They're going to want to please you, and they're going to want to work harder. So you kind of, you guys are doing it in a way that you're gaining their trust in a way that you show them that you care, right? And you understand that they've been through it. You understand that they've had a harder coach in the past. They don't know what to do with you right now because they're like, is this going to go away? Are you gonna, are you gonna start being hard on us? Are we get, is it gonna fall apart? So their trust is starting, but it's not fully there yet because you've only had 3 weeks together.
Yeah.
So it's gonna just like mental toughness, it takes time and it takes consistency. And so understand that. And when it's not, one day it may be great and they may respond to you, and the next day it may not, because they're still struggling with the past. All they're thinking about is the past. What have my coaches done before? So just understand that they're going through the emotions too. So one thing I would say to you is, when you're talking to them, tell them the past is the past. You're not their past. We are going from now, present, to the future. And that's the most important thing to think about. And when the past comes up, when those past struggles come up and those past fears come up, know that we're in the present. Keep your mind in the present and really, really work on that with them, so that they're not always fearful of, the other shoe coming off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we've gone over, like having a sit down talk with your players. Just be real. Have them go through, like on Tuesday, like when I have a talk with my players, we're gonna go through their answers to all of the questions that I gave them post game. And I think that's super, super, super beneficial and super, super important, because they have shared it with me, but now it's time for them to share it with their teams and be honest and be raw. And we've talked about, when it comes to confidence, if they're struggling with confidence, why? They have to figure out the why. So ask them, and they might not be able to give you an answer right then and there, but everyone has to think about it. Why am I not confident? Is it what someone said? Is it something specific? Why am I letting what other things are happening, or whatever, whatever's happening? Why am I letting that drop my confidence? Another thing that I was thinking about that could be really beneficial to speaking to your athletes is relatability. A lot of times, especially as a teenager, oh, you don't get what I'm going through. Well, been there, done that. So I think also being able to relate can make a world of a difference, to let them know that they're not alone. So if you have a sit down talk like this, maybe write down some things that you've gone through that is similar to what these girls have gone through, or your players have gone through. And that'll show them that you're real. You're not just a coach, trying to get the job done. It'll show them that you see them, you understand what they're going through. And, that's, you're not the only one that's gone through it, and you're not the last one to go through it.
Yeah. I think that's super important, showing that you're real and that you work hard too. And that, you don't just set goals for them, but you set goals for yourself as well. And it's important to show that, vulnerability for yourself a little bit, but show that, you've made it through it, and you've come out on the other side, and now you're ready to coach them and make them the best that they can be, and helping them to understand that only your biggest goal is to make them as great as they can be, if that's what they want.
Yeah.
And I think as a team, of course, you want to be great. You want to succeed. And so how do we make you succeed? We all have to be on the same page. And that's, okay, then what do we have to do to make us great? You have to listen. You have to be confident in yourself. You have to be willing to do the hard things, because it's not easy. And so if you're ready to put the work in, the time in, mentally and physically, then we're going to be a great team all the way around.
Yeah. And playing in sports is it's so cool. Like, it's a family, and all sports, whether it's an individual sport or not, like, you are creating a family. And I think as a coach, you need to understand that this can't be just a sport, because sports are supposed to be fun, and they're supposed to be a place where you can meet people and come together with people who you might not usually have anything in common with. And it's an incredibly special thing to be a part of. And I think a lot of times competitiveness and um, ego can get in the way of that and take away the fun and the family. And every program, whether it's an individual sport, a team sport, whatever, has to be established, because what's the fun in just being there to boost an ego and to get a win? Oh, yay, I won. I didn't have fun doing it though.
Yeah.
If you have fun and enjoy the game, that makes a win a million times better. It doesn't matter if it's a state championship or a summer league game. A win is supposed to be fun and you're supposed to be excited. And I think sometimes we forget. And so coaches, you need to make sure that you understand that you're creating a family and you are shaping kids. Sports teach kids how to go about life, how to be disciplined, but it also shows them how to make friends with people, and how, without being behind a screen, without, staying inside the house with people, and just to be present in the moment. And we need to make sure that always.
Yeah. Yep. You're exactly right. Yeah. I think what you're doing with your kids is new and it's exciting and it's something they've probably never had before, which, a lot of what we're doing isn't done. Um, but it's known to a lot of coaches. A lot of coaches are, yes, we need to build a family. And because they're going to perform better, they're going to have more success if they come together as one. And what you guys are building for these girls is going to make a lifetime of difference in what they're doing. But you have to be consistent. I'm going to keep saying it, be consistent, do it all the time, do it before practice, get their minds where they need to be before practice, before games, after games, help them to understand where their thoughts have taken them and where they're going to take them. And once they start seeing that their positive mindset before practice, before games, after games, where they succeed, it's going to become more visible, and it's going to get exciting once they start saying, hey, we didn't have it before this game, but we had our mental toughness, pre-game, and man, it made a world of difference because it got me focused. And afterwards I saw where I succeeded and where I need to work. And that's huge because it gives them that positive outlook that they need to get to the next step.
Yeah, I absolutely agree.
I think for the coaches that take on kids with the thought of, I want to build a program, I want to build a family, I think it's amazing. Go in it for the kids and not for yourself, because they're the ones you're doing it for. And build great kids, and you'll have the reward yourself in the end when you see all those kids being great themselves.
Yeah, absolutely. It's sports and coaches, you are there to help kids achieve their goals and their dreams and to become strong people. It's overall, it's not real. It is about the game, but it's not about the game. It's about shaping young minds and to help them be able to achieve anything that they could ever dream of. And don't forget that. Yes, winning is fun, yes, winning is amazing. Yes, we all want to win. We all want our rings. We all want, whatever it is. But it's about the kids. It's about the players. And that's what truly matters. So don't ever forget that and take time to get to know your kids on a mental level, not on the sports level, but on a mental level. You'll understand how important it is and how much easier it makes your life when you understand them mentally and how you can reach them in different ways. So keep that in mind. Maybe schedule a little meeting where you all can just sit down and just talk and see where everybody's head's at. And then your team can pick each other up and you know how to pick up your players as well. Thank you everybody so much for watching. We hope that you can really reach your players, and players, if you are watching this, reach out to your coach and say, maybe this is something that you need as well. So help them help you. So keep working on that mental toughness. We're proud of everyone who has joined us and who has been wanting to keep that mental toughness up and work together. And we're going to keep learning. I'm going to keep learning as a coach. I'm going to keep practicing this and sharing all of my experiences and keep growing, because we can't grow as a team. We can't grow as coaches. We can't grow in this world if we don't share our experiences and work together. So keep going, and don't forget to like and subscribe below and check out our website. We have programs that we're offering, and we would love to share all of our experience and help you as coaches or athletes really work through that mental toughness. So go ahead and check out our website, get your workbooks, get going with us, and we will see you all next week.